Well, here it is, August 15th already. Tomorrow is opening day of bear baiting for Minnesota. And I'm going to be hunting a couple of baits that have some history with. And then I'm also, holy smokes, the deer flies are incredible right now. I'm also going to be hunting a new bait, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just out in an area here that I've looked at for a while. There is a huge swamp that direction from me, very, very big swamp. And then I've got a tree up there, as you can see. These deer flies really bite. There's a big tree that would be good for a stand tree at about 18 yards from where I stand right now. So I'm going to put the bait right here. Tomorrow being opening day, I'm going to come on in here with the bait and go ahead and put it all together, scent it down good with Northwoods Bear products, and I'll start with some pastries and trail mix and then go from there. Be doing 3 or 4 baits tomorrow because I've got some friends that also drew tags. It took me 6 years to draw this tag for Zone 45 here in Minnesota. And the interesting thing about that is that 3 friends also drew this same year, Paul, Dave, and John. Now, John's from southern Iowa, so he's going to come up for a few days before he goes on an elk hunt, and I'm going to try to get him on a bear pretty quickly, and he's going to film the hunt for you as well. Dave is a local guy, and Paul also is a friend. Well, my buddy Rick did not draw this year. He drew last year and got a nice bear, and then so he said he'll take care of making sure Paul gets gets some baits out, and Rick's a good hunter, so Paul's in good hands there. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh, that hurt. So Paul's in pretty good hands, and I don't have to worry about him. But also, Rick's son missed a big bear last year on a bait, and Rick told me he would show me where that bait is, and so that's an option for me as well. So anyway, I'm looking forward to a really fun hunt here. I'm going to be pretty selective. There's a lot of bears around, and I've got some pretty big ones that I know where they live, including a real giant with a bite out of his ear that I'll be hunting. And I'm looking forward to trying this spot. It's a new spot, but it really looks good. It's got everything the bears like, heavy cover. It's got water just right over here. This is a huge swamp, 4 miles long and about a half a mile wide. And there is some big bears in this area, so should be fun. Stay tuned. We're going to do some baiting. And well, let me tell you a little bit about why I chose this spot here. This is the first spot that I'm going to put a new bait for 2019. This has got a lot going for it. First of all, I'm about a half a mile from the road, and I can access it with a four-wheeler, and I'm about 75 yards from the bait right now. I don't like to drive the four-wheeler right up to the bait because it just creates too much attention, and other people might you know, go in and mess with your bait or steal your trail camera or whatever. So, you know, we're going to park here about 75 yards from the bait, and then this is a good spot to hide the four-wheeler also when we're hunting. There's a huge swamp over here. It's up to 3/4 of a mile wide and about 3 miles long. This is also really good heavy cover in here. There's a good stand tree here, a big oak tree that will work perfect for putting a tree stand in. And then I've got a nice area down in here where the cover is thick, and I like to be close to the water because bears use a lot of water, both to keep cool during the late summer, and also they're eating 20 to 25,000 calories a day, so they need a lot of water to digest that many calories. Another thing is about creating a comfortable site where they feel confident coming to the bait during the daylight is this thick cover, this thick undergrowth and stuff that now they can get from the water or from areas that I suspect that they'd be bedding in. They can get to the bait through thick cover. They don't like to walk through open areas during the daylight. So we're trying to create this kind of an environment where the bears feel comfortable coming into during the day. So this spot's got a lot going for it. It's actually county land. It's not state land, but it is public lands, county land. And so it doesn't look like a bait site at all right now, but we're going to go in there with a chainsaw and machete and take some equipment in there, and we're going to get this thing ready to go, and then we'll load her up with bait and let her sit for about 3 days, and then come back, see what happens. So here we go. Okay, we got a nice little bait crib going right here. I have added pastries, trail mix, and this year I'm using a lot of licorice, different flavors of licorice, just because I have a ton of it. Actually, I have 3 tons of it. But so the bait's about ready to go. I'm just going to put the finishing touches on here with the Gold Rush. Now, Gold Rush is something I have been starting all of my baits with because it really works super well. This is used fryer oil, and then Gold Rush is super concentrated, and it kind of smells like sort of a mixture between caramel and butterscotch, and it is super effective at calling bears in. So I've used that for all the baits when I start them now, and it's just been really, really effective for me. So I just spread this around on the ground, so when the bears come in here, they're going to track it around and everything. And then I'm going to put some sprays down too. Gold Rush is from Northwoods Bear Products, and you hear me say Northwoods Bear Products a lot, and that's because I've grown to really trust their products. I'm using a wild cherry spray on this particular bait, and I try to use the same flavors on each bait and don't mix them up too much. I like to use more of the fruit flavors in the fall like this, such as blueberries, cherries, and more of the natural food imitating sprays and stuff. But what I like to do with this is get it up high spray it up in the branches. And so I've got a 3-tiered approach. I got the smells on the ground, and I got them up high too. So careful not to get it on my camera. So this place smells like a smorgasbord right now. Man, it's really good. Okay, so that's part 1 of this video. We got the bait here, and we'll come back and check it in about 3 days. And I'm going to do this in a couple, 3 different parts, so you can watch as we go along and enjoy the entire process. We got 2 more baits to get out today. We're going to do 3 today, and so I don't know if I'll film each of them to this extent, but hopefully this helps you understand why I choose the locations I do and how I get the baits going and get them started good. And so, you know, eventually, you know, one of me or my buddies is going to kill a bear at this spot, I think. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for being a part of it.